Good evening, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to our Shabbat Eve service. We ask that you kindly stand as we light the Sabbath candles. Okay, so we're out of business. So let's show you. Not working. We're out of this. There's plenty of breeze below. So. Okay, one bloat already. That's all right. Oops, lazy. May only have one candle this evening, ladies and gentlemen. This one looks like it open. All right, here we go. That's wonderful. In the spirit of our ancient tradition that hallows and unites Israel in all lands and all ages, we now kindle the Sabbath lights. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us by thy laws and commanded us to kindle the Sabbath lights. May the Lord bless us with Sabbath joy. May the Lord bless us with Sabbath holiness. May the Lord bless us with Sabbath peace.
Amen.
Amen. Our opening prayer this afternoon can be found on page 197, number 12. Our God, who art the strength of all that trust in thee, my soul is filled with gratitude for the numberless blessings thou bestowest on me. With a father's tender care, thou rememberest me every day and every hour. Teach me, O Lord, to obey thy will, to be content with what in thy wisdom thou hast allotted to me, and to share thy gifts with those who need my help. Guide me, O Father, with thy good counsel, and hold in thy keeping the lives of those dear to me. May thy presence dwell within my home. May peace and happiness abide in it, and love unite all who live under its shadow. And when in thy wisdom thou sendest trials and sorrows, grant me strength to bear them patiently and courage to trust in thine help. Guard thou my going out and my coming in, now and evermore. Amen. You may be seated, and service will continue. Page 11, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malchei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem leShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Vachuni leShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malchei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Serchem leShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We continue with responsive reading, page 12. You may get a prayer book if you'd like. It's just outside. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, right here. Thank you. No, sorry. You saw a prayer book? Right outside on the table outside.
I see that
A Psalm of David. Ascribe unto the Lord, O ye sons of the mighty. Ascribe unto the Lord glory and power.
Ascribe unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Worship the Lord in the glory of the sanctuary.
The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. The God of glory thundereth. The Lord is upon mighty waters.
The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty.
The voice of the Lord breaketh the cedars. Yea, the Lord shivereth the cedars of Lebanon.
He also maketh them to skip like a calf, Lebanon and Syrian like a young ram.
The voice of the Lord flasheth flames of fire.
The voice of the Lord shaketh the wilderness. The Lord shaketh the wilderness of Kadesh.
The voice of the Lord causeth the oaks to shake and maketh the forest bare. While in his temple everything says glory.
The Lord sat enthroned on the flood. Yea, the Lord will sit as king forever.
The Lord will give strength unto his people. The Lord will bless his people with peace.
Lecha dodi litrat kala ene Shabbat nekavela Shamov zachor bedibu echad Ishmianu el hameruchad Adonai echad Ushmo echad Leshem ultiferet velitila
לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי מקור הברכה מרשמכם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובשמחה תוך אמוניה סגולה בואי חלה אחד עודי לקראת כלה פני שבת
Continue on page 14 with responsive reading. Mizmor Shalom HaShabbat. It is good to give thanks unto the Lord and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High.
to declare thy loving kindness in the mornings and thy faithfulness in the nights.
Upon the 10-stringed instrument and upon the psaltery, and with a solemn sound upon the harp.
For thou, O Lord, hast made me rejoice with thy wonderful works. I therefore triumph in the works of thy hands.
How great, O Lord, are all thy works, how exceedingly profound are thy thoughts.
An ignorant man knoweth it not, now does a fool understand this.
When the wicked spring up like grass and the workers of iniquity flourish, it is that they may be destroyed forever.
But thou, O Lord, exalted forevermore.
For lo, thine enemies, O Lord, for lo, thine enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered.
But thou hast exalted mine horn like that of the Rehem. My declining age anointed with fresh oil. Mine eye hath seen the fate of mine enemies, and of that of the wicked who rise up against me. Mine ear shall hear.
The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon.
Planted in the house of the Lord, they shall flourish in the courts of our God.
They shall still blossom in old age. They shall be full of sap and verdant.
To declare that the Lord is just, mark in whom there is no unrighteousness.
The Lord reigneth, clothed with majesty. The Lord is clothed and hath girded himself with power. The world is also established that it cannot be moved.
Thy throne, O Lord, is established from of old. Thou art from all eternity.
The floods, O Lord, raise themselves up. They lift up their voice, and the floods raise up their waves.
Yea, mightier than the voice of many mighty waters, than the billows of the ocean art thou on high, O Lord.
Thy testimonies are most faithful. Holiness beseemeth thy temple, O Lord, unto the utmost of days. We ask the congregation to stand. Baraku et Adonai hamevorak. Bless ye the Lord, who is ever blessed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Blessed be the Lord, who is blessed forever and ever. You may be seated. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who by thy word causest the evening to advance, who with wisdom openest the gates of heaven, and with understanding changest times and variest the seasons, and disposes the stars in their stations in the sky according to thy will. Thou createst day and night, causest the light to recede from before the darkness, and the darkness before the light. Thou causest the day to pass away, and bringest on the night, and makest a division between day and night. The Lord of hosts is thy name. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who bringest on the evening twilight. And we continue together. With everlasting love hast thou loved the house of Israel, thy people. A law and commandments, statutes and judgments hast thou taught us. Therefore, O Lord our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will discourse of thy statutes. We rejoice and exult in the instructive words of thy Torah, commandments and statutes forever and ever. For they are our life and the prolongation of our days, and on them will we meditate day and night. May thy love never depart from us. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who lovest thy people Israel. I ask the congregation to stand for the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Baruch Shem Kevo Malkuto Leolam Vaed. Blessed be his name, whose glorious kingdom is forever and ever.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha v'chol medecha v'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anu kimetzavaka hayom al levavecha ושמנמתם לבריך ודיברת בם, ושבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשכבך ובחומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, וחיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזו ביתך, ובשעריך.
And we continue together, page 16. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children. And thou shalt speak of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be for frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thy house and upon thy gates. You may be seated. And it shall come to pass, if ye shall hearken diligently unto my commandments, which I command you this day, to love the Lord your God, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, that I'll give the rain of your land in its due season, the former rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in thy corn and thy wine and thine oil. And I will give grass in thy field for thy cattle, and thou shalt eat and be satisfied. Take heed to yourselves, lest your heart be deceived and ye turn aside, and serve other gods and worship them. And the anger of the Lord will be kindled against you, and he will shut up the heaven that there be no rain, and that the land will not yield her fruit. And he perish quickly from off the goodly land which the Lord giveth you. Therefore shall he lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul. You shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. You shall teach them to your children, talking of them when thou sittest in thy house, or when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thy house and upon thy gates, that your days may be multiplied, and the days of your children, upon the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers to give them, as the days of the heavens above the earth. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר בני ישראל ונאמרת עליהם ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונעתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית. הורדתם אותו זרקתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תעתו רוח על לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוציא אתכם ארץ מצרים לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם. Amen. Our hymn this evening can be found on page 227. Page 227, number 43, Let There Be Peace.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our Father, brothers all are we. Let me walk with my brother in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Just a couple of announcements this evening. First of all, to remind the congregation that all things being well, we'll have a visit from Rabbi Mark Goldsmith tomorrow morning for service. He'll be doing the Devra Torah as well as reading Torah for us. He's coming in from England, and as it said in our our newsletter, excuse me, he's actually a student of Rabbi Hooker's in Hooker's later days when he went back to England and was teaching, and so he knew him quite well. And as we all know, Rabbi Hooker was a near and dear gentleman to us in this synagogue. So we look forward to meeting and enjoying what Rabbi Goldsmith has to tell us tomorrow. After the service, after Kiddush, we'll also be having a special concert, an organ concert, performed by Jacob Stefek, who is a virtuoso organist and lecturer and author. and he will be performing in the synagogue on our organ tomorrow. So we look forward to, after that, we will be able to enjoy a bit of music after service. It'll be from 12:30 to 1:30, and then there'll be a bit of food afterwards, repast afterwards if you wish. So we look forward to as many of you making it here tomorrow as possible. It should be quite enjoyable. Next weekend we will have the bar mitzvah of Kai Harris from Canada. He will bar mitzvah in our synagogue next week, Saturday. And Kai's mother's family are Depas family from Jamaica. So they're very connected. So again, we look forward to a busy couple of weekends and look forward to your full participation. Service will continue on page 18 with responsive reading. True and firmly established is all this with us, that he is the Lord our God with none besides him, and we Israel are his people.
He hath redeemed us from the hand of kings, and he is our king, who hath delivered us from the grasp of all oppressors.
He is the God who hath avenged us of our adversaries, and dealt out a recompense to the enemies of our souls.
He hath appointed our soul to life, and hath not suffered our feet to slip.
He hath caused us to tread on the high places of our enemies, and exalted our horn above all who hate us.
He is a God who vindicated poor Pharaoh by signs and miracles wrought in the land of the children of Ham.
In his wrath he smote all the firstborn of Egypt, and brought out his people Israel from among them unto everlasting freedom.
He caused his people to pass between the division of the Red Sea, and sunk their pursuers and enemies in the depths.
His children beheld his might. They praised and gave thanks to his name, and willingly submitted to his dominion.
Moses and the children of Israel sang a song to thee with great joy. And they all said,
Mi chamocha va'elem Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'chodesh, Nora tehililot osei farewell.
Upon this sea, O Lord our God, thy children beheld thy majesty. Altogether they praised thee, proclaiming thy kingly power, and said, Adonai imloch leolam va'ed, the Lord shall reign forever and ever.
and it is said, for the Lord hath redeemed Jacob, and rescued him from a hand mightier than he.
Blessed art thou, O Lord, who hast redeemed Israel. Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Avinu leshalom ve'anamidenu malkeinu lechaim tovim ushalom. Ufros Alenu Sukkot Shelomecho Etakinenu Ensa Tova milefanecha Vehoshienu mehera leman shemecha Vehagel badenu Sukkot Rakamim Veshalom. Baruch atah Adonai haporeh Sukkot. Shalom aleinu ve'alamo Yisrael ve'Yerushalayim. Amen.
Blessed art thou, O Lord, who spreadest the tabernacle of peace over us, and over thy people Israel, over Jerusalem, and over all mankind. Amen. Ask the congregation to rise for the Veshamru.
Veshamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם, כי 6 ימים מסע אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, וילמד ברכותי וימליך מלכותי, ויצמח פרקני וחרב משיחי. וחייכו ביום כל, ובחייכו בית ישראל, בגאולה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמירה במברך, לעולם לעלמי עלמיה יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתדע ויתעלה, ויתהלל שם לקודשו בריקו. לעילם ינקה ברכתה, שירתה, תשבחתה ונחמתה, תמירון בעלמא ואמרו amen.
We continue together in the middle of page 21. In this moment of silent communion with thee, O God, a still small voice speaks in the depth of my spirit. It speaks to me of the things I must do to attain holy kinship with thee and to grow in the likeness of thee. I must do my allotted task with unflagging faithfulness, even though the eye of no taskmaster is on me. I must be gentle in the face of ingratitude, or when slander distorts my noblest motives. I must come to the end of each day with a feeling that I have used its gifts gratefully and faced its trials bravely. O Lord, help me to be ever more like thee, holy, for thou art holy, loving, for thou art loving. Speak to me then, O Lord, as I seek thee again and again in the stillness of meditation, until thy bidding shall at last become for me a hallowed discipline, a familiar way of life, so that I may live on in deeds that bless other lives and leave behind me the heritage of a good name. Amen. You may take the next few moments in silent personal prayer, or should it be your wish, you may chant the Amidah found on page 39 and 40. We continue together, page 21, final paragraph. O my God, guard my tongue from evil and my lips from uttering deceit. Let my soul be silent towards those that curse me. And grant that my soul may be humble as the dust to everyone. Open my heart to receive thy Torah, that my soul may pursue thy commandments. Speedily I beseech thee. Frustrate the devices and destroy the machinations of all those who rise up against me for evil. O grant it for the sake of thy name, grant it for the sake of thy right hand, grant it for the sake of thy Torah, grant it for the sake of thy holiness. O save me with thy right hand and answer me.
May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. Amen.
O say shalom mimromav uvrachamav yaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen.
Yom אשר יכלו השמיים והארץ וכל סבם ויקרא אליהם ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישמט ויום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות.
We continue together, page 22. Our God and God of our fathers, accept, we beseech thee, our rest. Sanctify us with thy commandments and grant our portion in thy Torah. Satisfy us with thy goodness, gladden our souls with thy salvation, and purify our hearts to serve thee in truth. Cause us, O Lord, our God, to inherit thy holy Sabbath with love and delight, and grant that all Israel who hallow thy name may have rest thereon. Blessed art thou, Lord, who hallowest the Sabbath. Lord, what is man that thou hast regard for him, or the son of man that thou takest account of him? Man is like a breath. His days are as a fleeting shadow. In the morning he flourishes and grows up like grass. In the evening he is cut down and withers. So teach us to number our days, that we may get us a heart of wisdom. Mark the man of integrity, and behold the upright, for there is a future for the man of peace. And let us sanctify those that have gone before us with the mourners Kaddish, page 22 and 23. Itkadal v'itkadal shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Bialma devra kirote v'yamlik malkote v'yatzmark pukane v'karem meshike.
Amen.
V'kay kon mekonu v'kayav dechol be'Yisrael ba'alav v'zman kariv v'imru amen.
Amen.
Yehei shemei Rabbah mevrak le'alam ne'almei almaya yitbarak. V'shtabak v'itapar v'truman v'itnaseh v'tada v'taleh v'talal. shemei rekusha bereku.
Amen.
Lamin kol birkata shirata tishpachata v'nechamata damiran be'alma. V'imru amen.
Amen.
יהי שלמה רבה מן שמאי החיים וסבא ישוע ונחמה ושזבה רפואה לסלקה וכפרה ורווק והצלה לנו לכל עמו ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו וברחמיו יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו
Amen.
אמן.
Oh, say shalom b'mrumav u'berachamav. Yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael. Oh, say shalom b'mrumav u'berachamav. Yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael. Yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael.
To all our beloved departed whom we now remember, may peace and bliss be granted in life eternal. May the Father of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort any bereaved among us. And let us say,
Amen.
you may be seated, and service will continue with the 23rd Psalm, page 24.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. His name's sake.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death,
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, thy rod and thy staff, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. They comfort me. Surely, surely, goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Forever. Forever.
I'd like to share with you this evening a piece from Rabbi Jonathan Crane. And our Torah portion this evening is Mishpatim from the book of Exodus, running from chapter 21 through 24. And it's entitled, Don't Delay. So the rabbi states, My son ogled the watches glittering in the store's display. Most were bejeweled, some were tiny, a few triangular, and many were too large for any wrist. We admired them, observing which had transparent escarpments, or lunar calendars, or millisecond chronometers. Their fancy prices were as impressive as their minute technology. As we turned to go, we agreed that even an expensive watch could not make someone punctual. That discussion made me wonder about the value of time and punctuality and their importance. I stumbled upon this issue again when reading the religious stipulations listed in this week's parashah. One of our obligations to God is, and states, from Exodus chapter 22, "You shall not put off the skimming of the first yield of your vats. You shall give me the firstborn of your sons." What does not putting off mean, and why does God care about it? 3 medieval commentators offer different interpretations of this notion. In the 11th century, Rashi insisted that it meant one should not alter the prescribed sequence. First, give this stuff and then give that stuff. In short, order matters. A generation later, the French scholar Joseph Bechor understood this verse as teaching that, "Lest you make my portion after yours, the first of your offerings you shall give to me, and only afterwards you shall take for yourself." To Joseph Bechor, making others a priority matters. Around the same time, the Spanish philosopher Ibn Ezra reflecting marriage and family norms of his time, extrapolated on this passage and said that one should not delay getting married because humans' windows of fertility are relatively short. Time matters. Seize the moment. That talk to you, Daniel? I don't know. Contemporary notions of punctuality intertwine with these medieval ideas. While people who are neurodiverse sometimes find it harder than others to meet societal norms around timeliness, punctuality is frequently understood as an expression of one's values rather than merely one's habits. Those who are chronically late are incorrectly judged as not valuing their and others' time. It is thus important to think carefully about timeliness and how we individually and culturally value it. This is particularly true about the promises and vows one makes. When you make a vow to Adonai your God, do not delay fulfilling it, for Adonai your God will require it of you, and you will have incurred guilt. When you make a vow to God, do not delay in fulfilling it, for God has no pleasure in fools. What you vow, fulfill. Timeliness, in some cultures, is no small virtue. It can protect one from the guilt of failing to fulfill one's promises. And it can shore up one's reputation as someone who is trustworthy. No wonder the rabbis admire punctuality. Rabbi Asher ben Yehiel in the 13th century Rhineland opined that one should prepare an hour before shul for a prayer, hasten to be among the minyan, and be ready with one's talit and tefillin. A century before him, Maimonides ruled that teachers should be God-fearing, punctual, and conscientious of their duties. Punctuality demonstrates your organization, preparation in time, and respect for others, those who are expecting you. The significance of timeliness in some religions is understandable, as David Landis observes in Revolution in Time, clocks and the making of the modern world, showing up at communal worship at the right time allows for simultaneity. To sing along is to sing together. That was the point of community. The whole was greater than the sum of the parts. This helps explain why Jewish congregations wait until a full minyan is present before launching into the Baraku, the first major prayer in the service. However, one can take punctuality to an extreme. In 1924, Gandhi warned fellow Indians about respect for time in the newspaper Young India. One who is too late is admittedly behind time, but it is equally true to say that one who is 4 hours early is also late. He has neglected 100 things to enable him to be 4 hours early. Interesting thought processes. Showing up too early is no better than being too late. Either extreme is wasteful. In his view, time is like other resources in that it cannot be personally owned. You may not waste a grain of rice or a scrap of paper, and similarly, a minute of your time. Time is not ours. The fact that many believe that human punctuality concerns God is ironic. Why should an eternal deity care about timeliness? What does an extra hour or day or decade mean to the immortal realm? The ancient sages imagined that God does not squander time, but instead fills divine days with studying Torah, making matches, bringing business partners together, and rendering judgments and sustaining the natural world. It is not that God is punctual, but rather that God takes time seriously. Time should not be wasted. Perhaps these teachings about not delaying articulate a divine acknowledgement that humans are mortal creatures bound to temporarily, spatial, and materially limited existence. God cares about how we prioritize things and other people, since God takes time and timeliness seriously. Then all the more should we. Interesting thought process here. Thought it was a little different considering that as Jamaicans we're horrendous at maintaining time. Horrendous, and you all know this. So maybe it is, and I will complain a bit that it's really hard to run a service when half your minyan turns up 45 minutes after the starting time of the service, thus allowing us maybe to miss that minyan, or to certainly have to, juggle quite a few things around so that it can happen. So, maybe, come early. Yeah, come early. I think that's the best way to look at it. Come early. I know that I have a gentleman in here who was for many years made a point of insisting that I start service on time. And it's okay because he's right, clearly. Clearly he's right. So, but it's just interesting that this particular reading should actually mean a lot more to us than maybe others. But it is very worthwhile. Let us try our best to be on time, not to keep God waiting, much less those around us. Thank you. I ask the congregation to rise as the ark is open. I kindly ask Michael if he would open the ark for us this evening. Service will continue on page 25 with the adoration, Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach
Ladon hakol
לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית
שלא עשנו כגוי העשות
ולא שמענו
כמשפחות האדמות
שלא שם חלקנו כהם
וגורלנו ככל המוnom
ואנחנו קוראים ומשתכנים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויסד ארץ ומשב חר בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגבי מרומים הוא אלוהינו ואין עוד אמת מלכנו ואפס סולתו ככתוב בתורה ויראת היום והשבות אל לבביך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל והארץ מתחת אין עוד ונאמר ועל אדוני המלך על כל הארץ היום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We bow in worship before the King of Kings, the Holy One, blessed be He, who stretched out the heavens and laid the foundations of the earth, the seat of whose glory and the abode of whose might is in the loftiest heights. He is our God and there is no other. In truth He is our King and there is none beside Him. As it is written in the law, know therefore this day and lay it to thy heart, the Lord He is God in heaven above and upon the earth beneath. There is none else. We beseech thee, O God, on behalf of those who are stricken in health and strength. On this Sabbath, we continue to pray for the wellness of Tony Lindo, for Tracy Melhedo Matalon, Candy Paz, Erica Cooper, Seema Bernard, and Billy Reynolds, Jordan Mullings. Let thy blessings descend upon the means used for the restoration of thy servants, and increase the wisdom and knowledge of all those who are battling on behalf of humanity. May the afflicted amongst us learn patience under trials and speedily be restored to health and usefulness. Baruch atah Adonai Rofei kol amo Yisrael. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who healest the sick of thy people Israel and of all mankind. Amen. And for all those who are ill in our community that we are not aware of, and all those who are near and dear to us, we chant for their healing, Misha Berak.
משברך אבותינו source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach Imotenu Mechor habracha L'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
You may be seated, and service will continue with our closing hymn. It can be found on page 26 and 27, Yigdal.
Yigdal Elohim chai v'yishtabach, nimsaven et el metziuto, echad v'en yachid keichudo, ne'lam v'gam en sof le'achduto. En lo demut haguf ve'eno guf, lo naro kelav kedushato, kadmon lechol davar asher nivra, rishon v'en reshit lereshito.
Hino Adon Olam lechol nosar, Borei gedulato umalchuto, shefa nebuato netano el, amse sedulato etifato.
Lo kam b'Yisrael k'Moshe or, navet u'mabital emunato, Torat metznatan le'amoel, ayad neviyo neman vito.
Lo yachagef ha'el velo yamir, dato olamim lesulato, sofer ne'ah setarenu, manbit lesof davar bekadmuto.
Gomel ish chasir kemifalo, noten l'rashon rang kerishato, yishlach seket shamim meshichenu, liftot mechakeket Yeshuato. Metim Michael, Erov Chasto, Baruch Areon, Shem Tehilato, Ele Shalos Esrei, Leikarim, Hinam Sodatel, Fetoratu.
Ask that you stand, please, for the final blessings. Yibareka Karanai Veishvareka. May the Lord bless you and keep you.
Amen.
Yaranai Penavaleka Vekuneka. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you.
Amen.
Saranai Penavaleka Vyasemleka Shalom. May the Lord lift up the light of his countenance upon you and grant you and all those who are near and dear to you with the blessing of peace.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, happy and peaceful Sabbath to you all. That's right. No worries.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's all right.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Did you get the date? Next
Shabbat
week.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Nice to see you.
Nice,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Hi.
You know, we have 5 gallons.
Oh, guess what I was going through? Use of
Oh, you said.
synagogue
Yeah.
and a whole bunch of, and then a newsletter, Ernest, years ago, 19.
I'm going to see you guys tomorrow morning.
Are you going to be here?
Yeah. I got today and tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
Okay.
Because there are people who will never anticipate it. You know, like, people come late. Yeah, and as well as we never anticipated.
You can have mine, Steve. You can have mine.
Getting wine for everybody on the team. On the coat.
Chaim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oleg v'riach Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu mitzvotav v'tzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho. Yehu yom tehila mekevosh. Kivanu v'chata, otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat koshecha, merava u'ratzon, impartanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh
Ash.
Amen.
Amen. Yes.
Greatest of the vine. All right.
Chaim. More Chaim. Lechem in haaretz.
Amen.
Amen.
Bringing forth bread and all good food.
Took it out this morning, probably too long. It's been out too long.
Nice.
Stephen has to cook his own bread.
He's in the sword your canto.
Next time we go to super, we have to get some more wine. We're down to just a tiny bit.
Okay.
I forgot about it this time.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
How's the sound?
Very good.
Excellent.
Oh, well, it was interesting. 'Cause-
Sorry not here to share a piece of my bread with me.
Oh, it's fine. You know, we have our own here, and it's quite warm.
Happy to share with you. Oh yes, you always do. We must share.
Yes. Tomorrow, you know about the recital, the concert after services.
Yes.
It will be Jewish music. So it's really, and there's a special selection that was actually created by a Jamaican composer from Portland.
Oh,
Yes, it's interesting, right? It's only one of his works that we can actually see because everything else is lost. So that's something also we'll be singing two selections of our community here. So if you want to stay tuned, by all means. So what we'll do tomorrow, we'll end the stream after Kiddush and then restart it.
okay.
So that gives you enough time to cut some water or some tea or something, who knows.
Okay. Thank you.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you.
Asana. Good to see you. Marcia.
Shabbat shalom.
We may have minion tomorrow, so you know the thing set.
Oh yes, should have.
I won't have to hide. You. Shabbat shalom, everyone. See you tomorrow.
I'll see you in the morning.
And for the stuff, happy
Okay.
month.
See you in the morning.
See you in the morning. Bye bye.